Spacebound presents Top 10 Deadliest Incurable Diseases. Number 10. Common Cold. The virus causing common cold transmits through the exposure to nasal secretions or saliva of an infected person. The most common symptoms of a cold include runny nose, sore throat, cough, nasal congestion, muscle aches, headaches, fatigue, loss of appetite, and shivering. It seems strange that a cold cannot be cured, right? But it's true, just look it up. Number 9. Progeria. Also known as the Hutchinson-Gilford syndrome, progeria is a rare progressive genetic disorder. It affects children in the early ages of their life, causing them to age rapidly. This abnormal aging process is caused by a single gene called lamin A mutation, which is responsible for making a protein to hold the center of the cell together. Number 8. Asthma. Asthma is the chronic disorder of the lungs in which your airways get inflamed and make breathing difficult. Asthma can be developed through allergies, environmental factors, genetics, tobacco use, etc. Some of the most common symptoms include coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. The symptoms can become worse at night in response to cold air or exercise. Number 7. Influenza. Also known as the flu, this is a viral infection of the upper and lower respiratory tract that is marked by fever, chills, and a generalized feeling of weakness and a pain in the muscle, together with varying degrees of soreness in the head and abdomen. Number 6. AIDS. Acquired immune deficient system or AIDS refers to progressive failure of the immune system, which means your body would no longer be able to fight off life-threatening cancers or infections. The HIV virus is responsible for this condition, and it occurs by the transfer of semen, blood, vaginal fluid, or breast milk. Number 5. Diabetes. Diabetes is a disorder of carbohydrate metabolism, and it impairs the body's ability to produce or respond to insulin. There are two different types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disorder in which certain antibodies destroy insulin-producing cells, and type 2 is caused by a slow pancreatic secretion of insulin or insufficient responsiveness in target cells to produce insulin. Symptoms include thirst, frequent urination, extreme fatigue, bruises, and blurry vision. Number 4. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Although it's quite rare, affecting 1 in a million, it is a fatal degenerate disease that cripples your nervous system. This is usually caused by abnormal vision of a protein called prion, which often affects biological processes. The most common symptoms include personality changes, depression, anxiety, impaired thinking, memory loss, insomnia, blurred vision, and difficulty speaking. Number 3. Polio. Polio is also known as the infantile paralysis because more than 1.5 polio cases occur in children under 5 years old. This disease affects the central nervous system and may transfer from one person to another. Drinking contaminated water can also cause polio. It usually begins with common symptoms such as headache, fever, fatigue, nausea, and muscle pain, but sometimes it turns into more serious paralysis of muscles and several limbs including the throat and chest. Number 2. Ebola. Among all incurable diseases, Ebola is now known by the whole world. It takes its name from the Ebola River in Central Africa where it was first recorded in 1976. It is usually caused by the 4 viruses from the Ebola virus, including Sudan virus and the Tay Forest virus. The most common symptoms include severe headache, fever, weakness, fatigue, muscle pain, vomiting, diarrhea, unexplained hemorrhage, and abdominal pain. Number 1. Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a mental disorder in which patients fail to differentiate between fantasy and reality. This is considered one of the most puzzling disorders, and there are no effective medical tests available for diagnosis. The symptoms usually include hallucinations, delusions, and non-coherence of speech and thoughts. The patient usually loses the ability to recognize real-world people. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to Spacebound for more.